Several weeks ago, YouTube sensation, uh, image consultant, personality with millions of followers passed away by the name of Keven Samuels. I've been following this gentleman for a few years now. Now, his methodology may not be the best in how he has expressed his views concerning the subject of image, relationships even. But one thing about him was he was brutally honest as it relates to women, especially when women are looking for what he coined the phrase as a high value man, six figures in most instances. But now, since the man suddenly passed away, reportedly of heart failure, heart attack, and what have you, there are a lot of women, or enough to mention, that attacked him after his death. They're celebrating the fact that the man passed away. What really has happened is that those women had this vitriol towards Keven Samuels because he told the truth about women. I mean, you didn't have to watch him. You didn't have to tune into his station or his show, but you did. And on a regular basis, many of you. How unfortunate he passed away in such a brief time, in the way that he did, and at such a relatively young age, 56, 57 years old. I enjoyed Keven Samuels. I didn't particularly like the way he came across. But as I was taught years ago, sometimes you just have to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Accept what's for you and leave the rest alone. At least that is what a mature adult would do. Now, note that I said mature adult. Now, if you find that you have to attack the dead, you need to question your character, ladies. Now, primarily, these were black women, for the most part, that were calling to his show. And he'd talk about your weight, and you being in shape or out of shape, and how much money you made versus what you wanted your ideal dream man, or this particular person that you wanted to hook up with in the future, to be like. You wanted this man, your ideal man, in other words, to be a six-figure this, and to be a doctor quality or some sort of professional. But what were you bringing to the table, ladies? And you wanted to believe that he was just this particular ideal man, I should say, your dream guy. You would think that a high quality or high value man would accept just any kind of woman. That's not true. As a matter of fact, that would be extremely, extremely, extremely rare for a high value man to accept just any kind of woman. And here's a footnote. One thing that I didn't particularly agree with as far as high value men was concerned when Keven Samuels talked about it was that most of the time, the vast majority of the times, he was referring to men who had a lot of money, made a lot of money. I believe that any man on any level can be a high value man on whatever level he is from a financial standpoint. He could be working poor, middle class, or wealthy. Still be a high value man from the standpoint that he has principles. He has certain ethics. He has certain standards in place as far as how he wants his woman to be. That's a high value man too, because he has that ideology of, I want my woman to represent me on whatever level it is, from a financial standpoint, that is. And it shouldn't just simply be based on you being in the upper tier. You follow? So, how he attacked women directly, sometimes indirectly, or gave you something to think about as far as your weight is concerned. I love all women. I love all people, period. Let's get that clear. I'm talking about me, brother teacher. Now, I will say this. If you're satisfied with your weight and how you look as a person, more power to you. That's you. But if you're not satisfied with how you are as a woman and your image, and you feel like you want to lose weight, then you should. That's just me saying that to you. If you're not satisfied, let's say for example again with your weight, then you should strive to lose weight from a health standpoint, minimally, but not just simply to find a man or catch a man. Do it because of you, because you know it's the best thing for you as it relates to health. Now all of the other add-ons, the false eyelashes and the fake hair and the rouge and the makeup and stuff and fingernail polish and that's your prerogative if you want to do that. But I learned this a long time ago. It's an old adage. A pretty woman needs no paint. So it's a matter of how you see yourselves, ladies. How do you perceive yourself? If you feel like you're pretty by adding all of that stuff, that's your prerogative. But you'll be surprised at how many men will accept you just how you are naturally, without the adornment of all of that extra stuff and the tummy tucks and the butt lifts and the breast enhancements and stuff like that. That sounds to me like you are an individual that is very, very insecure. And in most instances, that stems from when you were a child and you just are an older version of that child. So maybe you need to grow up if that's how you see yourself. And I want to say this to you also before I go. Maturity is important because you navigate in the world much better when you accept the world for how the world truly is. But in order for you to do that, you must accept yourself for how you truly are before you can form an opinion or a viewpoint of the world. That's it. That's all.